Hello there everyone, welcome back to some more unscripted shenanigans, and if I sound tired today, well, I've been looking after my sister's cats for over a week, and they discovered that I sleep very lightly and that they are very happy for company right around the time between midnight and the crack of dawn. And also that, hey, thin bed covers and bare arms are kind of warm, kind of nice to just roll up around and just, yeah. For the last couple of nights, I just woke up and found myself just draped in cats all over. Could have been worse. Anyway, yeah, I just thought I'd pontificate a little. I'm not sure when exactly I will upload this, but in case I haven't finished my Sakura Wars 2 Let's Play at this time, I have put it on hold for all the cats, being a little too helpful, and actually occupying the exact spot where I would keep my laptop at. But yeah, it was impossible because they just wouldn't leave the thing alone. Hey, cats are so very helpful. Right. So, why did I want to pontificate again? Oh yeah. Well, let's talk about stop killing games, which is, by the way, a very manipulative formulation. It's a turn of phrase. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I'm playing something old here. I'm not quite sure what I'll name the video either, but just so you know, the preliminary working copy, I named it Therapeutic Pew Pew. Yeah, Free Space is a game where you fly around in space and do some pew pew action, and that is good fun. Don't you fucking dare protest. Yeah, I grew up in the day when you were supposed to have a joystick, and Wing Commander was one of my early PC gaming loves, I guess. I got into it with Wing Commander Prophecy. I mean, yeah, the URL for that game's page, it was just ludicrous, just massive, big. wingcommanderprophecy.com. It was the biggest URL I had ever seen. Of course I'd have to get into that. Yeah, I'm special. Anyway, I like space pew pew action, and well, this is that. If a bit on the sluggish side, which is kind of fine when you're just getting back into the nonsense. I have, spoiler alert, not played this game for at least a decade, which I think is kind of a shame, but well, too much of the good stuff, right? Yeah, so now I have a lot to catch up on, basically. Right, but old games and not killing them. I don't know, maybe I'm just kind of missing the beat here, so to speak. I think they're mostly concerned with online games, but or games that require some kind of online component to either activate or play, or just render non-functional when some server go down. But calling that killing a game, that's manipulative language, really. I think that's what I want to get around to, because that is something I have been really I don't know if I should say really concerned with, but it's given me pause in other real-time reporting or current events reporting, most notably the Israel-Hamas, or Palestine, I call it whatever you want, just absolute that humanitarian disaster is completely self-determined. Uh, it could have been avoided, is what I mean to say. Someone chose to make it as bad as it is. And I will absolutely in no way lay the blame squarely at Israel's government for that. I will be fair enough to say that Israel has not given Palestine a whole lot of options. But you should not defend Hamas's actions leading up to the restrictions Israel has placed on Palestinians over the decades before Hamas were elected. Anyway, that's not something I want to get into. I mean, if anyone wants to talk about that in the comment section, I'll allow it. Just keep it civil, because that's not what this discussion is about. I also feel that the Russia-Ukraine conflict has been subject to some manipulative language also. Although that's so long ago that I can't really bring out a good example of that, which is just as well. I mean, either way you slice it, Russia is in the wrong, and they should just stop trying to steal Ukraine again, pretty much. Thank you. But, you know, I've been playing games for a bit of a while, as you can probably tell from my taste in games. I mean, Shining Force, how old is that again? Like early 90s game. I think my first gaming experience was Sega Mega Drive, maybe Sonic or maybe Altered Beast. I don't know, one of those two I think. Shining Force came a lot later actually, several years later, after getting my Mega Drive. I think actually by the time that I first played Shining Force, and well, before I came to like it definitely, I actually played Descent on my father's very chunky old laptop. Yeah, the laptop we have now. Dude, that laptop, it was, I kid you not, at least 1 inch thick. And I think you just folded the screen out of it, like out of the casing. Well, yeah, how do I even describe it? Well, anyway, it was a big old thing. And I played Descent on it, and I did not like that game. I did not do well on it, but I don't believe I got very motion sick actually. I just sucked at it. So that is a very different problem. Yeah, I'm waffling here, aren't I? Yeah, long story short, a lot of old games are made inaccessible today because the hardware keeps, well, not keeps, but the hardware they were made for will eventually fail. The experiences with emulation are a bit different, of course, and well, there's the whole legality of just preparing or downloading ROMs, but that's an issue I don't intend to get into. That's beyond the scope of this pontification. I mean, stop removing games or just stop providing the services. Can we just before we even start talking about that, actually get an official translation of Shining Force 3. I mean, let's not beat around the bush here. The fan translation of Shining Force 3, grade A stuff. They've done a fantastic job, and as far as I'm concerned, an official translation would be nice, but I do not think Sega could actually improve on that experience. So that's just a theoretical example. I mean, a more pertinent example maybe would be Terra Fantastica or Vakarur. Yeah, I have a list for Vakarur, by the way, with the translation available on Game FAQs. I think someone has tinkered with maybe doing a translation patch on that game using that translation, maybe with some modifications, but to my knowledge that has only made it to a sort of pre-alpha stage. Terra Fantastica though, well, I haven't heard a thing about that. So some games were never released outside of Japan, or were never released in my region, which is the EU. And I think that is a little more difficult to swallow than games that are stated as being provided for a limited amount of time, for as long as they decide to keep a server running, for those games to shut down. I mean, I can get that people are upset when something they spent I don't know how many years on, that just suddenly closes and is inaccessible because someone just put a pen on a certain spot on some paper somewhere, when everything else, when every other part of the game, the hardware running it, is current, the operating system supporting it is supported, it can be played on well, current hardware just fine, no compatibility issues, nothing of the sort. But it's a complicated mess, pretty much. What you need to keep in mind with games today is that there are a lot of licenses. Some may be limited in time. For example, I'm playing a mobile game that has been turned into, well, that has been ported to PC, another Eden. And there are a few content packs that have a time limitation. I think the Octopath Symphony, as they refer to it, some kind of collaboration. Basically, they brought a few characters from Octopath Traveler 2 into another Eden, and just made that into some kind of story episode with some inspiration drawn from, well, and some mechanics, by the way, I should say, from the mobile game Champions of the Coast. I also played the mobile game, by the way. I recently found out that they had announced Octopath Traveler 0, and that's I actually saw the trailers first earlier this very same day as I'm recording this blurb. And if you're curious about the mobile game, Octopath 0 actually seems to carry over a whole lot of features and design aspects from that mobile game, but they will beef it up, expand on mechanics, and well, yeah, do more, make it more pretty, make it run better, frankly, on console and PC. And if I read the Red Square's page on it correctly, there may be some carryover bonuses if you have save data from, I don't know if it's Octopath Traveler 1 or 2 or only the mobile game. But I will say this much about the mobile game. Uh, Aside from Another Eden, which I have no joke spent over 1,000 hours on, Champions of the Coast, I unironically appreciate that game. Not a favorite perhaps, and I did end up quitting because it was just too much of a hassle to keep up with, keep installing that, because the tablet I played it on was first of all not supported, and then it just did not have the disk space. So yeah, I pretty much had to uninstall the game and remove the old installer, then download the new installer and install that, and somehow get the old save data back in the new installation for every single update. No, fuck that. That was not my idea of fun. So, what was I even saying? I don't know. But yeah, I think that if you got into the mobile game or tried it, Octopath Zero is going to be mainly like that. So I am far from as happy as I was when I found out Octopath Traveler 2 was coming. But well, you know, maybe I'll try it. Well, anyway, getting back to the topic of not killing games, famously the FreeSpace 2 engine. So yeah, I'm playing FreeSpace 1 assets on, using FreeSpace 1 assets and playing FreeSpace 1 missions, repurposed or retooled for the FreeSpace 2 open engine. See, Volition back in who knows when decided to make the source code for FreeSpace 2 open source, like EA did with Command & Conquer recently. Now, FreeSpace 2 has been open source for quite a while, so they have done so much with it. They have made mods, they have introduced features into the main game engine source code that some of these mods use, and yeah, it is just a lovely mess of a thing, and it is glorious. If you still can see some 90s era design, well, I don't know if I should call it quirks or downsides, but well, a modern space shooter of this kind would have more creature comforts, is what I mean. But the FreeSpace 2 engine from 1998 is kept alive. It is kept current because it was made because someone decided to make the non-proprietary stuff open source, and that is one way to keep games alive. But then you have to also consider licensing. For legal reasons, not every game can be kept alive like this, or kept current, maybe I should say. Yeah, you know what? My mind is drifting. I'm tired as fuck. My voice is going, and I think I want to catch up and watch some anime or whatever. But yeah, I'm going to get back to my Soccer Wars 2 playthrough, or Let's Play, sorry, later today, and I'm gonna have fun. Maybe you won't, because I will sound just as tired as I do now, but things are getting back into gear. Yay.